Dr. Armita Fernandez. In 1989, at Zion Hospital, Mumbai, a baby infected by tetanus was abandoned by her parents. Fortunately, a research student who was residing there was a breastfeeding mother. She expressed her milk for the abandoned baby. When the doctors realized that the baby was recovering, they continued to breastfeed this way and the baby recovered. This small incident inspired Dr. Armida Fernandez, working at Zion Hospital, to be a strong proponent of Human Milk Bank, the founder of first Human Milk Bank, not only in India but in Asia. Starting her career working in a small missionary hospital in a village at Dharwad in Karnataka, she was not able to see an infant dying. This is when Dr. Armida decided to specialize in pediatrics. The high infant mortality rate, struggles of preborn sick infants shocked Dr. Armita, who was working in the pediatric department in Zion Hospital, the government hospital for the poorest in Mumbai, mostly from slum. She was the one who took initiative in forming a separate neonatal care unit in Zion Hospital. Most of the babies were dying of diarrhea. The source of diarrhea was contamination from formula milk and bottles used. She knew that she needed to make a drastic change, but what could she do with constraints in resources and finance working in a government hospital? If they have no mother's milk to feed the babies, what is the alternative? That was a big question. Not all mothers could feed their babies enough milk, so the answer was to use another mother's milk. She began encouraging mothers to express, save, and donate their milk to other mothers. That was really the beginning. She did a great research on building a scientific unit on how they could collect the milk, pasteurize it, and store human milk and feed the babies. She educated people about the significant change breastfeeding could do. Fortunately, they got funding from the Taj Group of hotels to establish the first human milk bank at Zion Hospital and also to develop many low-cost techniques for the survival of neonates. Wow, mortality rate started coming down. Early in 1980s, convincing people and changing the mindset of the people who were unwilling to try another mother's milk was challenging. How can you give one mother's milk to another baby? Was everyone's question. Even to get sanction from her higher authorities, Dr. Armida cited holy books saying stories like Krishna was not breastfed by his own mother but by Yashoda. She even convinced people saying when you can give another species milk, say animal's milk to human, nothing wrong in using another mother's milk to a baby, and that seemed to highlight the disconnect for people that we are willing to use another species milk but unwilling to try another mother's milk. 10 to 15 years later, other hospitals began their own human milk banks, generating new evidences. Now, there are several more milk banks that were inspired from this first human milk bank, saving lot many infants. She founded Sneha, an NGO that focused on the health of women and children in Dharavi, Mumbai's biggest slum. Sneha has now grown to 490 plus staffs working across different communities. The idea of Sneha came up strongly in her mind when Dr. Armida was working in Zion Hospital after witnessing all ignorance and discrimination for women in slums. Throughout her career, Dr. Fernandez has worked in extremely challenging circumstances, but she has tackled problems with an entrepreneurial zeal. Professor Armida Fernandez, retired Dean of Lokmanya Tilak Municipal General Hospital and head of the Department of Neonatology, Dr. Armida had a very satisfying and fulfilling career. Even after retirement, she continues to actively participate in the improvement of public health services. Hope this guides every young health professional to make a change in some or the other way to make things better for human community. The greatest treasure is not having money so that we could help people, but to have good people around us.